Hello, it's Saku here from Vuorensaku Guitars. I want to welcome you all to this video about my 10th anniversary project, which has been running there in Facebook and Instagram for almost a year. And it's basically about me building one of these t.family guitars with the specs that you guys have voted. I have given you 4 votings about materials, pickguard, pickup selection, things like that, and I want to show you what's going on, what's the next step, and let's see how it turns out. I believe a wonderful instrument. For a start, I would like to say something about the t.family concept for those of you who doesn't know what's all about. It's basically about my own custom concept, which is based to this offset type of shape, body shape. The thing is, I decide the body shape and the headstock, but customer can choose the rest. So in this 10th anniversary project, the deal is the same. The first voting was about body materials. I gave you pine, mahogany, alder and swamp ash, and you guys choose pine, which is also my favorite, so thank you for that. The second voting was about neck materials, so neck, wood and fretboard. And the options were traditional maple neck, so neck with the maple fretboard. And the second one was a maple neck and bow ferro fretboard. Bow ferro is kind of an option for Indian rosewood, so basically dark hardwood with you can leave it open, it doesn't need lacquer on it, so it feels like rosewood. The third option was a hickory neck with ebony fretboard, so that was a kind of a tricky one and quite of my style to sometimes search and find some not so traditional materials. The fourth option was a walnut neck with the walnut fretboard, which is also kind of a not so traditional option, but hey, if they build a rifle handles and weapons out of walnuts, so why not guitar necks? It's really nice to work with, it's quite lightweight comparing to maple. So those were the options, and you guys chose the hickory ebony combination, so let's go with that. The third voting was about pickguard. That's only one detail in the instrument, but in fact it's a quite important feature in the instrument, because it rules quite much what kind of pickups you can use, what kind of hardware like bridge you can use, control plates. So I gave you again 4 options. First one was I call it t.family Thin Line Deluxe, because it's based to Thin Line Deluxe from Fender, so it's a kind of telly style thing with the long tail, I can say, and it fits. If you have a thin line with F-hole, it fits those kind of designs. And the second one was I call it J style, related to Jaguar or Jazzmaster world, and it fits to Jaguar type of control plate, and basically you can use many types of bridges with this and with the different controls, different pickup selections. And then there was this t.family original, you can see also at the picture. So this is kind of my own own design which sits perfectly to the t.family body, and also the idea is that you can use like traditional tele bridge, some two pneumatic or another pickup, or very various options like with the hardware. So these three, and the fourth option was none, so without a big card. That's very nice option too. And you guys chose it to be without any big cards. So nice things, but you guys ruled. Then the fourth voting was about pickups. So after we have the open board without any big card, I could give you quite wide spectrum about pickup selection, because I love P90 pickups. I gave you these options for 1 P90, 2 P90s, 3 P90s, or telebridge pickup plus P90. So it's about P90 because I love P90s. And you guys voted for telebridge and P90 to the neck. Must say, my favorite pickup selection of all times. About the pickups I use, I must say one of the big things about my t.family collection, and must say brand, is that I make my own pickups. I always been making pickups. Like the first Telecaster I made in Luthier's, back in Luthier school, I made the pickups for that. So it's about Vuorensaku guitars that you can have house-made pickups. So here we are now having a body material, neck material and fretboard material as well, and a guitar without a big card, and then we have a pickup selection. So during all these votings I've been working on this project here at the workshop, and I want to show you where we are now. So let's check out the neck first. So here we have a hickory neck, American hickory with the ebony fretboard. The hickory is quite funny material, because like the walnut I said about making weapons out of walnut, hickory is quite traditional material for baseball bats and some tool handles like axe and shovel handles and things like that. So for some reason in guitar making, hickory is quite rare material. I don't know why, but hey, here we are. Let's see together how it turns out, what kind of sound, what kind of feeling you get with the hickory. And the ebony I use, it's a certain kind of Crelicam ebony. That means it's produced somewhere in Cameroon with a more like fair trade methods. It's not so black, it's not maybe the AAA quality, but still it's nice, dark, hard. So what else can you ask for good material? About the neck specs, I choose to make quite like a 50s, nice 50s type of fat C neck. And as you can see with the ruler I use, it's really nice and round, quite a fat C type of profile, going to middle section, and on the end and the 12th fret it's nice and fat and round. And if we talk about numbers, it's like from the first fret it's almost 23 millimeters, and from the 12th fret it's almost 25. So that legendary baseball bat was a 25 to 25, so it's a little bit more modern than the baseball bat, but still nice, fat and round. And the fretboard specs goes from 7.25 inch radius to open a bit to 10 inch, so it feels nice and round on the first fret, but the higher end it feels more stable, and it's capable for long bendings, and for some players it's gonna feel a bit big, but I love big necks myself, so I took the power and decided to make my favorite kind of neck. Also, I have already pre-shaped and cut the body for this project, and here it is. This nice pine body with the routings for P90 and telebridge, and as you can see also the control cavity, cause there's gonna be that telebridge, so I decided to choose the traditional way for the controls. So it's basically P90 and telebridge machine. Maybe a few words about the body plank. The voting was just about pine, but I decided to use one of my trademarks, which is deadwood pine. Deadwood pine is a really Finnish material, because in Lapland there's a pine trees that has died still standing up, and the thing is really dry and cold climate up in the north Lapland. Trees can die. It's like they're still standing up like a couple of 100 years after they have died, so they are like zombies of the forest. And I get this material from a factory who makes houses and sauna buildings and some furniture out of deadwood pine. So this is kind of leftovers in a way. I mean, in the end, really cool material. It's quite lightweight and really tight grain pine, so perfect to this project also. One of the details that I wanted to have to this project also was this German carve shape or corner. As you can see, it's quite of the trademark for my t.family collection, as you may have noticed. Yeah, when I have seen those old Moss rides and some other old vintage guitars, I found that this shape gives a really nice twist to just a solid body guitars, looking more like classic, adding some classic look. So the next step for this project is to decide the finish and color. That's the hardest part maybe. There's few colors in my t.family history that are my favorite, but I want to let you guys to decide what it's gonna be. The first option is TV yellow / butterscotch blonde, because the first t.family number 1 was that type of color. The color was called kaura, that means oats in Finnish. And the paint that I used was from my father's home cabin back in the small village in Savonia, in Finland. There is still a couple of cans that color, that paint, and I decided to paint my first t.family with that. actual paint. The second option is a color called Polar Silver. That is the old color from Volkswagen. Actually, from 50s, Volkswagen Beetle has that color, and it's like a silver, yes, but it has a little bit of green in it, so it's like a greenish silver. And actually, I have a 55 Beetle back in my garage, and it's the same color. The third option I want to give you is vintage gold, because in a way it would be nice to have a golden guitar after 10 years in the business, so it's kind of reward. Yeah, I love all those gold tops out there, especially when they get old and some age and crackles and turns about greeny stuff to the cracks and all that stuff. I would love to have a golden guitar like that. And the fourth option is called punamulta, that means red soil. And that's maybe the most traditional color if you look houses in Finland. Actually, houses all around Scandinavia. Back in the days, they used to boil their own paint, and somehow the soil they used had lots of iron, so it turns red because of that. The next voting in the Facebook and Instagram is gonna be about these colors, and again, that's your job to decide what it's gonna be. And because of that, please go to Facebook or Instagram, follow my Vuorensaku Guitars page, and come along to the voting. Also follow this YouTube channel. There's gonna be more of these videos, some assembly videos, some reviews, all that good stuff in the future. And if you want to share my stuff out there in nice groups and forums, please feel free to do that also. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
And if you do, and if you don't, it's a catch-22 with rock and roll.